Friday night footy offers two big matches in the NRL. First, it will be Manly travelling to New Zealand to take on the Warriors, followed by the Panthers versus the Roosters. Now, as usual, before we get into anything, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and let us know what you think is going to happen in Friday night footy for round 2 in the NRL. Now, quickfire tips straight off the bat. Going to take both favourites to cover in both of these games. Panthers face a monster line of 20.5, while Manly are 8.5 point favourites against the Warriors. Now, in the Manly game, I like their quick start in attack, so taking them to be the first to 10 points in the first half, and Jason Saab to be a try scorer in that match. In the Penrith versus Roosters, Roosters struggled really in attack in their first game, so taking them to score 14.5 points or less, so 14 or less, and in that one, Paul Alamotti to be the try scorer for the Penrith Panthers. Now, let's dive into Manly versus the Warriors. Now, Manly have had it over the Warriors in recent years. They've won 4 of the last 6, with one of their matches last year actually finishing in a 22-point draw. Now, it's hard to put a lot of faith in Manly when they are not playing at Brookvale. They struggled a little bit last year, but I don't know. I feel like this could be a strong year for the Sea Eagles, and I'm backing their attack. It was absolutely electric against North Queensland in the first round. So I'm backing that to follow on, especially with the Warriors sort of having some trouble to begin the year, obviously adjusting to players like Sean Johnson being out and Tohu Harris as well. It just felt like they lost the battle in the end with the Raiders, and they just had no creativity in attack. They had 39 tackles inside the Raiders' 20 and only scored 2 tries. So with Manly absolutely firing in attack and the Warriors struggling, look, I just see that Manly are going to get the better of New Zealand in New Zealand and cover the 8.5 points as the favourite. Jason Saab has had massive performances against the Warriors in his career. He's played 5 games, scored in all 5 games, and actually tallied 9 total tries. So jump on Saab, the flying winger, to score a try and possibly the first one in the match against the Warriors. Now, game 2, Roosters versus Penrith. Now, I was quite surprised how dominant the Panthers have been in the past against the Roosters. They've won 10 consecutive games against Sydney. Now, that's massive. It includes also a 20-point win in the finals last year. Now, the Roosters have also failed to score over 14 points in 6 of their last 8 matches against Penrith. So that's another reason why I'm liking the Roosters total under 14.5 points in this match. Look, the Roosters absolutely struggled last week. They got pumped 50-14 by the Brisbane Broncos. Look, they just struggled in the middle of the field. Then it just opened things up at the back. And as I said last week, the combinations defensively on the edges between the new halves and the new centre pairings is a big problem for the Roosters. So, look, Penrith don't usually put up these massive scores, but they seem to cover well against the Roosters. So taking them to cover the big line of 20.5 points. Now, this game will be played at CommBank Stadium, so it's a whole new season for the Penrith Panthers, playing all their home games there. So they're going to look to want to dominate and turn CommBank into Penrith Stadium. So put up a big win in the first one and get the fans there is the theory in this one, at least. Now, when it comes to try scoring, Paul Alamotti is the one. He moves from the wing where he played in Vegas with Brian To'o coming back and moves into the centres. Like I said, Roosters vulnerable, especially on the right-hand side against Brisbane. They let in 44% of the tries in that game on that right edge. So Alamotti's going to take advantage of that. He's going to slice through and will score a try. And once again, backing him for the first try scorer, of course. So there are your bets for Friday night footy. Both favourites to cover, Penrith and Manly. Manly to score 10 points first in the first half, and Jason Saab to score. And then you've got the Roosters staying under 14.5 points against the Penrith Panthers, and Paul Alamotti to score a try. Now, just remember in this one, gamble responsibly all weekend, and happy punting.